Hello, everybody. This is the Chocolate News Podcast. I'm your co-host, John Alexander Reese.
And I'm your co-host, Andrea Carter.
And if you did not know, the Cincinnati Herald has been around since 1955 and is the leading African American owned newspaper in the greater Cincinnati area and Northern Kentucky area. How's it going, Andrea?
It's going fine. It is coming off the weekend high of the music festival and Black Walk of Fame and everything. It was just everyone. I didn't go, but everything that I heard, it was fantastic. Um, and I like hearing when people have a good time in Cincinnati. It's always fun to hear how people, despite high parking prices and other stuff, complying with the stadium policy for bags, what you can take in, what you can't take in. Outside
Yeah.
of that, everyone had a great time. I heard some great things about Fantasia. Maxwell crooned up his little heart to death.
Hmm.
People love Fantasia. I didn't know much about, oh, I forgot his name real quick. Um, London, October London.
Right.
People are discovering October London. People are discovering Coco. Um, they had nice things to say about the lineup on Saturday night, but they love seeing New Edition. Though they felt sorry about Bobby Brown because he had took quite a few breaks from the
Yeah.
performance because he needed to catch his breath because he can't move as much as he used to. But
Right.
overall, he can still sing.
All
So
right. Well, that's good to
everyone
hear.
everyone was very, very happy. Um and I heard about the Black Music Walk of Fame, and the inductees came down the red carpet, and everyone was wearing white and having a great time and enjoyed the concert by Zap. And I think overall it was a wonderful 1 year anniversary of the celebration of Black music, not only in Cincinnati but also in Ohio. So you can't have a Black Music Hall of Fame without Roger Troutman and Zap. You just can't.
Yeah,
So,
that's so true. So what is the chocolate news of the week?
well, it it the news always changes, and I was going to start out talking about the Olympics, but I'm gonna hold off for a minute about that because something interesting happened. The National Association of Black Journalists convention is this week in Chicago. And they always have some interesting speakers coming in to help shape, what news, what's going on, business wise, how, people can go to the job fairs, get jobs, all that type of stuff. Well, NABJ always invites trend, leaders and presidents or presidential candidates, those that are trending in the news. Well, they
Hmm.
invited Donald Trump.
Oh boy.
They had invited President Biden, but Biden dropped out of the race, so they were working to get Kamala Harris. That's another issue, but I'll talk about that in a minute.
Right.
But they invited Donald Trump to come on for a Q&A. And there was some sound issues, but they got it worked out. And he came on stage, and it the best thing about it was that he came on stage. That is, I would say, he walked in, they applauded nicely, everyone had their cell phones up commemorating the moment that Donald Trump was on stage. Three strong Black women journalists were up there, and one representing ABC News, one representing the global news organization Semaphore, and then Harris Faulkner from Fox News. And people were objecting to whoever's on stage. And it prior to Trump getting on stage, there was a blowback from the announcement that he was going to appear at the convention. And the backlash sort of divided folks in the convention. Some said he shouldn't have been invited, some say no, 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 we're journalists, yes, he should have been invited. One woman who was on the planning commission for the convention stepped down because she objected to Donald Trump being appearing there. One gentleman objected to the fact that there were three Black women on stage, no Black male journalists asking any questions. And in the NPA, the National Newspaper Publishers Association, which the Cincinnati Herald is a member of, issued a statement demanding that NABJ rescind the invitation to Donald Trump, because he is he's very, very insulting to the Black community. They didn't expect anything positive to come out of it. And in fact, I'll just read real quick. The national chair of NPA, Bobby Henry, said, I strongly oppose Trump's participation in the NABJ annual convention and career fair. He said his divisive rhetoric and actions have harmed marginalized communities, particularly the Black community. Henry said, allowing him a platform at this event undermines NABJ's values of inclusion and solidarity, risks normalizing his damaging behavior. And I can understand why people objected.
Yeah.
I am a member of NABJ. I've been a member of, on and off, I've been a member of NABJ for a very long time. And I will say that I agree that NABJ should have invited Donald Trump and hear what he has to say. Because everyone else gets a chance to question him. And if you notice, Black journalists, unless they're acceptable, don't get a chance to question this man.
Right.
And we are required by our profession, by our mission as journalists, to be objective and present both sides of the argument. How fair is it if we only present Kamala and not the former president?
Right.
So he came, they applauded, he sat down, they said, thank you, Mr. President, for being here, and then it went downhill from there.
Oh my God.
The first question that was asked, he was asked about why the disparaging things about Black people, why do you say it? And he basically said, I am insulted, I'm just horrible, you're a horrible, horrible person. I agreed to come out here, and how dare you ask me this question? He couldn't answer that. So then they moved on, asked him other different questions. And I'm paraphrasing. I encourage everyone to go online and look at the 30 minutes and or see bits and pieces, clips from the event on social media, whether it's on Instagram, TikTok, or X, formerly Twitter. You'll see it all, and you'll see the comments. And he was asked about Kamala Harris, and he said, I've known her for a long time, but I know her, excuse me, as I always thought she was Indian. When did she become Black?
Oh no.
Again, I'm sort of paraphrasing the issue, but basically he said, I've always knew that she was Indian until one day she decided to be Black. And people said she identifies as Black. Well, she has immigrant parents. She's Indian until it's useful to be Black. And he just dug a hole deeper. From there, it went worse. They asked him about January 6th. They brought up the fact that 143 police officers were wounded by this attack. Do you think that it's right that you would, give immunity to the people who attacked these police officers? So then Trump talked about, there was a protest last week about Gaza, and they spray painted a statue. He said, what about them? Are they going to be prosecuted? What are you going to do about them? This is a two-tier system. And they went back and forth, argued, and he said, I'm answering the question, but yes, I would give them immunity. And somehow the case about the woman who got shot in the face by the police officer.
Yeah, I can't remember her name at the moment, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Scofie, I think the last name is Scofie.
Possibly.
And he said he would give immunity to that police officer.
What?
And basically the reaction of the audience, they were polite, but you could just hear like, you just kept hearing that throughout the whole thing. And at one point, one gentleman was like, how dare you? And he's like, she's been mean to me, sir. I'm answering the questions. He got into an argument and he just dug a hole. But basically, it was the best example of him being racist, him being a bigot, his misogynistic attitude and actions. Um, he can't handle being confronted by a strong Black woman. And that's probably the reason why he won't debate Kamala on September 10th. Um, the Harris campaign released a statement just acknowledging that, this is the usual Donald Trump stuff that occurs. And they said that, this just basically showcases what he's always done. And, this is probably the reason why being confronted by a strong Black woman, this is probably the reason why he doesn't want to debate Kamala on September 10th. So that is to say, the backlash will continue. Great news stories. It was covered by CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. Everyone had it live. And it just went from bad to worse. But it did showcase well NABJ and the caliber of the reporters who are members of NABJ who can ask tough questions and not react emotionally, but react professionally and still not only fact check Trump, but also get him to answer questions on the record to show who he is and what he is. And that came out clear enough. So I think it just go watch the video. As they say old fashioned go watch the tape or go watch the clip. It was for the Black community, it was a win today to
Yeah.
get back at a racist. Just to show who he is and what he is.
Well, you know what? Oh, go ahead.
I would just say the ultimate was, well, no, I said about the Black job. Well, did I say that part?
I don't think we talking about black jobs.
Okay, he talked about immigration. He said the immigrants are coming over. They're invading. That they're crooks. They have mental health issues. But they're coming in and they're taking your Black jobs.
Black jobs.
That's when everyone in the audience went, "What? You just heard it? What?" And basically from there, it just went downhill even further. So watch the tape. At
Yeah,
the end of the day,
I'll definitely watch it. I mean, when I read this article, I don't know if it was last night, I don't know, it posted when Trump was gonna attend the NABJ. I assumed it was gonna be a disaster, but I didn't know it was gonna be this much of a disaster. It sounds terrible.
it well, it was a disaster for him.
Right.
It was not a disaster for the Black journalists, and
Right.
it was not a disaster for the Black community. I think again, the publisher, I will say this, the publisher of Black Enterprise magazine stepped down and refused to appear at the convention for a media panel that he was supposed to be on because Donald Trump got invited to the convention. And that's his right. But I think at the end of the day, the people who objected to Donald being there did not, I understand your objection, but at the end of the day, these are Black journalists who report both sides of the story every single day
Yeah.
and who do their job, and they are fair even to themselves in the face of racism and bigotry. Just think of what we face in the newsroom. We had it on stage. So I commend them for stepping up to the plate and doing their job as they're supposed to do. And I think everyone needs to take a step back. And once you stop reacting emotionally and look at what occurred on stage, at the end of the day, they did their job as journalists. And I commend them for doing that. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But Go watch social media. You're gonna love it. Um, that being said, then some people were turned off by Kamala, but I will say um, on the flip side of this Donald Trump appearance, Kamala's having a heck of a run for week two. Um, she got Obama's endorsement. She just got the United Auto Workers endorsed her today, which is a huge, huge thing. Some of the top tech company owners, including Mark Cuban, should say, are organizing donors to donate to Kamala Harris's campaign. Um, she had a huge turnout in Georgia on Tuesday night. Over 10,000 people showed up for her event. And she had, what was his name? She had two young men introducing her, and Megan, I can never get her name right.
Megan
Megan,
Thee Stallion.
I always want to say three. Megan Thee Stallion, I don't know why, I just do that. Megan Thee Stallion, she had on a great, number one, she had on a great blue suit yesterday. I thought it was fantastic. It's very fashionable. She sang opening up the event last night, and she sang the song "This Girl Is Hot" or "Too Hot Girl," something about "Hot Girl,"
Right.
and she sang that, um, and it went over very very well. Um, Senator Walmart spoke, and he gave a rousing speech, um, and telling everyone that at the end of the day, we're going to deliver this for Kamala. And then Kamala Harris got on, and she is really refining her speech about being the prosecutor and putting more and more putting Donald Trump on the defense while she remains on the offense.
Right.
And they're trying to call her the border czar, um, holding her responsible for stuff that the Biden administration has done, things like that. Even Trump said that she was a horrible vice president, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Um, but at the end of the day, I think what's interesting is that not only she's speaking it, but through her ads, she's showing everybody she can stand up to a bully.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everyone, Freedom, her first ad is fantastic with Beyonce. Um, the Fearless ad talks about who she is, how she came to be the prosecutor, then the vice president, how she's fearless, she's faced a lot in her life. And then the Blocked ad, which sort of is the answer to the immigration issue. And it pretty much is that she's for Border Patrol. Um, Donald Trump blocked the bill for more Border Patrol. She's for providing funding for inventing new technology to block fentanyl from coming across the border. Donald Trump blocked funding new technology, which could block fentanyl coming over the border. Um, she said that she, as a prosecutor, she went after the banks and got them on fraud. Donald Trump was convicted on fraud. Um, no, which she basically, the ad also says that she, as a prosecutor, prosecuted these transnational gang and put them in prison. And she said Donald Trump is trying to avoid prison. So it's a good ad, but she's coming back, punching. And then in Atlanta last night, I think there's a new thing trending on Twitter and in t-shirts that says "Say it to my face." Basically, she challenged Donald Trump. If you have something to say about me or say about my record, come in person and say it to my face. Now, if he questioned her blackness, everybody knows "Say it to my face" is is very black. Because
Mm-hmm.
when when we're in the fighting mode, especially women, what do we say? Say it to my face. Go ahead. Say it to my face. That's fighting words.
Yeah.
She's calling out Donald Trump, and he's responding badly. He doesn't know how to handle her because he's never been in this position before. Old white dude, he can handle. He can ridicule. Tough young black woman who's not afraid of him, he can't handle that. Because in his mind, black people are in this box. We can't do this. And if we are special and we show talent, that's because we are special for whatever reason.
Right.
But other than that, we remain in this box. And so that is that. But anyway, so Kamala Harris is doing well. We'll have to bring some folks on to talk about her campaign, um, and talk about the impact her campaign is having on. I know we heard from Elijah, but we need to bring other people on, and also maybe even, you know, get a Black Republican to come on and be like, so
Yeah.
your guy, yo, what's going on? You know, so we need to do that. Hopefully, we can find someone to come on and talk.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, because I mean, there was a black man who was a Republican political strategist on CNN. He couldn't say what he wanted to say about what Donald Trump said
Mm.
on the stage today, and I was like, "Oh, that's not good." When you upset your own political strategist. But anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm moving on to that. So, you know, we're gonna have more. So, another sad note. Um, I'm not big on rap. I mean, I like some rap music. Um, I was not familiar with he's known his real name is Charles Jones, but I think he was known as Julio Fulio.
Yeah.
Well, he was killed recently. He was killed last month. And they arrested four suspects in Florida. And the police blame the shooting on a gang rivalry, which is kind of sad. Up and coming rapper, um, but it was fueled by an ongoing feud between rival gangs in Tampa.
Mm.
And it's kind of sad. He was shot down in a parking lot at a Tampa hotel, and and it's unfortunate the suspects are only between 18 and 21.
Oh, so sad.
It's sad, but you know it's kind of sad. But I just want to let everybody know about that. And it's kind of sad to hear about um, an entertainer shot down like that, but it's sad. Also, I wanted to mention Erica Dash, the actress, who she was 46. Many people may know her from Scary Movie.
Oh, what I still don't know what she's from Scary Movie though.
I think she played one of the supporting characters in Scary Movie.
Okay.
She might have been killed off early.
Okay.
Um, but also she was also an actress in a couple of things, but she was also known on Hallmark because she helped launch the Mahogany line for films on the Hallmark Channel. Because
Mm.
you know Hallmark owns Mahogany the cards, and so they started a new line of movies under the Mahogany line for movies you know, with black people in it.
Right. Oh
And
wait, is this Erica Ash?
Erica Ash. I said
Okay.
Dash, didn't I? I meant
Yeah,
Ash.
okay, gotcha. Oh, she was on Survivor's Remorse too. Oh, okay.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes.
Hmm.
So she passed. She had cancer,
Oh, so
and
sad.
it's so sad. She died young too.
Yeah, she was
And
only
so
46. Oh, that's
yeah,
sad.
it's very sad, but I
Oh,
wanted to
she
mention.
was on Mad TV also. Oh, wow.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
now she was just on one season, but still, it was like Mad TV's like last season. But yeah, that's still sad. Oh yeah.
So I just want to mention that as well. Um, as long as we're in entertainment, I have not seen Deadpool Wolverine yet. Have you?
Oh yeah, I had to see it because spoilers were getting on the internet really, really quick. Like my fiance literally started seeing spoilers for the movie like Thursday, Wednesday night, Thursday. So I had to see it as soon as possible. So I saw it this past Saturday night.
Did you
I
like
love
it?
I loved it.
Okay.
I loved every minute of it. But I will say this though. Uh the movie is really inside baseball. So if you aren't really familiar with the other Deadpool movies and comic book movies and Marvel in general, I'm afraid a lot of the references might be lost on you. Uh,
Oh,
but like for a lot of fans though, it is very rewarding because it's kind of like a celebration of all the past like X-Men movies that have like been going on since like 2000. Whew, that's such a long time ago.
oh wow.
But yeah, but no, it was I enjoyed it thoroughly. If you liked all the X, but although if you've been watching all the Marvel movies and you liked all the superhero movies, you'll like this one just as much. It's really good. It's super meta. Hugh Jackman, who said that he wasn't going to play Wolverine anymore. Because I think he said because Logan was the last movie he played the character in because he's in shape.
Oh really?
It made me mad. I shouldn't be mad, but he goes shirtless and I'm just like, look at those abs. And he's like 55, I think. So I'm just like, oh my goodness. What's my excuse?
Well,
What's my excuse?
I'm gonna have to go see it. I do know that it shattered records.
Yes.
The domestic box office was 205 million.
Oh, actually it got updated to 211 million
Oh wow.
over the
That's
weekend. Yeah.
that's good. And that's just domestic, doesn't include the European opening,
Oh
which
yeah.
I heard is off the chain. So um I wanted to mention that because I've been seeing a lot about Deadpool and other stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and but I know there's more um some other good movies coming up down
Oh
the
yeah.
line.
Oh yeah. But just real quick, as far as the box office goes, as of the recording of this podcast, it's all worldwide, it's already grossed $500 million.
Mm. And you know
So
what? And just think, this is out of the mind of Ryan Reynolds, who plays Deadpool.
yeah,
And I'm like, oh my God. I mean, Ryan Reynolds is up there with John Krasinski
yeah,
in terms of, and Peele, Jordan
yeah,
Peele.
yeah,
They look so normal. Then you get this. And I'm like, oh my God,
yeah.
it's
Deadpool
scary.
is something.
I mean, it's scary to think what's in his mind. Oh my God. Um,
But just real quick though, also they have like cameos from like the older Marvel movies, and there's one particular cameo that I did not see coming. It involves a certain vampire hunter. That's all I'll say. I've already
Wesley
given them too
Snipes.
much. Yes. Sorry if I spoiled it. I'm sorry. But I
No, no,
just
no, no, no. I was like, there's only one vampire hunter that I know of.
yeah, yeah. So that was like the biggest
Oh,
surprise for me. Absolutely loved it. So I'm sorry if I spoiled it, folks, but if you want to see the movie by now, you
look, at this point, you have to be immune. If you don't see it, when it first comes out, just live with the spoilers.
yeah.
So, um, but I'm happy about that, and I can't wait to see it. Um, but the most exciting thing that's going on this week is the Olympics.
Yes.
And let's see, I can't keep up with the medal count. Um, it is, I think, are we leading the medal? I forgot who we.
Last time I checked, we were leading. I thought we were. I know we don't have the most gold medals, but I think we do have the most medals. At least that's what I saw.
Okay, we
Um,
have, let's see, um, we have 5 gold medals. Um, Oh, wait a minute. Is that bronze? I'm looking at the list real quick. From what I can tell, we have won over 30 medals. And from
Okay.
what I can look like, it looks like maybe five bronze, oh no, five gold, 13 silver, 12 bronze.
Yeah, that's why I see too.
And then I think number one leading is China, which is amazing. Though
China.
they have been going through some issues though.
Yeah.
You know, they've had a few doping issues. Someone tried to blame it on the fast food that they've been eating. Um, I was like, okay, I won't even read that, but that was a headline. I give you that. That was a headline. Um, let's see. France is second, leading with 26 medals. Japan is third with 15. Um, oh no, actually, I take that back. We are leading with 30. Our medal count is 30.
Okay.
Then it's France is second with 26 medals. Then it's China. Then it's Japan, and then Australia in terms of the top five in the medal count.
Right.
Um, and just think we're still waiting to see, um, we'll see. All around for gymnastics will end Thursday. Track is just starting to heat up. Swimming, I mean, people are winning. You're seeing some stuff in swimming, like you're just seeing some incredible um, swim athletes in the swimming. They were talking about what was her name that I was telling you about? Um,
You were telling me about, I believe it was Simone Manuel.
yeah, Simone Manuel, who she is the swimmer who overcame overtraining syndrome, who came back, fought her way back because she had to rest. She just had to stop training for the longest time and get herself mentally back and ready again to swim. And she got back enough to be on the Olympic team. And she helped anchor for the women's swim team to win the 400 relay.
Oh, that's
So
great.
that's great. Another, Simone Biles, she won silver.
Yeah.
Um, and then the team, I think they won the team medal, they got gold. Um, and in fencing, if you if you haven't been noticing, paying attention to fencing, I haven't seen it, but there's a young lady who is from Harvard, and her name is Lauren Scruggs,
Yes.
and she won a silver medal for fencing. Then she won another medal. I think she won another silver medal
Okay.
in fencing. So she's won two medals for fencing. She is at Harvard, which says a lot, the fact that she's at Harvard
I
and she's
know.
fencing, which is, you don't see black fencers all that often. So that's the reason why I'm mentioning, because I'm looking at the unusual sports that have a person of color in it. And there is in on the gymnastic team, they have a young man a black young man who was part of the men's team that they medaled bronze this year, and they stopped the 16-year drought for not being able to medal in the Olympics. So it's the beginning of rebuilding the men's gymnastic team. And they credit this one young man who some describe as a nerdy Clark Kent. Um, he does the pommel horse, and that's the only event that he does, but he is fantastic on the pommel horse, and he scored enough to give them enough points to get the bronze medal.
Hmm.
So I love underdog stories as well from the Olympics. That's what I look for. So Shakari Richardson is about to start running.
Right.
And so the track and field events, there is a black woman who throws a shot put. So I'm looking to see what she does in the Olympics, because she did win the world championship late last year. So she's on the Olympic team this year. So we're going to see what happens with that. I know men's basketball is still playing.
Yes.
Um, and we haven't heard about boxing. We haven't heard about the skateboarding competition. So there's a lot that's still there coming up
Yeah,
that we need to
right.
hear about. So, but that is, my take right now on the Olympics. Stuff is still going on, but I'll continue to keep track and look for the unusual. And last but not least of the chocolate news is I don't know if you saw the report about the Black businesses in Cincinnati. Um, a new report shows that Black owned businesses um, push into the Cincinnati economy $2.8 billion.
Ooh, that's a lot of money.
Yes, it is. It's a lot of money. So, anyone who does not believe that Black businesses don't contribute to the economy are wrong.
Oh yeah.
So wrong. Um, and this report um, covers Southwest Ohio and Northern Kentucky, and their impact for 2023 was $2.8 billion. The
Ooh.
report was put out by the Greater Cincinnati Northern Kentucky African American Chamber of Commerce and the University of Cincinnati Alpog Family Economic Center for the Greater Cincinnati area. And they use a database of over 1,400 Black-owned businesses spanning 8 counties in the area to see what their contribution is. And they um, found that they're generating sales, they're, selling unique products. And on top of that, they're responsible for over 7,400 jobs in the area.
Wow.
Yes. So I just think that that is incredible that you should not put off what Black businesses can do for the area. And I just say go out, support your Black business whenever you can. And that is all the chocolate news for today.
All right. Well, that's it for today's show. I want to thank Andrea again for all the good chocolate news. Thanks, Andrea.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm looking for the next tidbit I can find for everybody.
And remember, folks, you can find more information about today's topics and past podcast episodes at www.cincinnatiherald.com, the CES newsletter, or on our social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Threads. And make sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast app. You can listen to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm John Alexander Reese,
And I'm Andrea Carter.
and have a good day.